So there was a lot that I could say about Phil's 15-year legacy. From the very beginning, when he was just starting out and he had a passion for games, but wasn't really the toxic man that he is now, to 2023, where Phil claims that he has changed for the better, but it has not even changed once. Even though he might say that he changed his commentary, changed the way he does his videos, he's still the toxic little shit that people know and despise. Needless to say, whenever he did his 15-year retrospect, it just turned into a major fucking disaster. Due to the fact that every single time that he tried to go over an event that he reacted to, he would always try to retcon it. Sure, he made money off of it, but at the same time, when you look at it from the grand scheme of things, it was just an overall disappointment. But for him to say that that was successful is pretty goddamn stupid.
So I uploaded all the videos last night from the marathon so that you could watch them over the course of the week. Half the videos have been flagged unfit for advertisers.
Oh, poor you. You had a 15-year legacy event and you couldn't upload and monetize them. Oh, poor you.
Or ad-unfriendly content. Now, I was just thinking about what we watched yesterday.
Yeah, what you watched yesterday was you, back in the day, making your commentary over gameplay videos. The reason why it was unfair for advertisers is because of the commentary that you had back in that day. Not only that, but you kind of pulled out some alcohol, be like, hey guys, give me $100, I'll take a shot of this alcohol. So that could be another factor, Phil.
Raw gameplay with commentary over it.
Very bad gameplay footage with really bad commentary.
Episodes of DSP Tries It,
which was just a way for you to get a quick buck off of an item that you were trying.
We certainly did not watch my most risque moments as a content creator. There was no racism in there, right? There was no Nazi jokes. There was nothing bad in any of the content that we watched, quite frankly.
So with that, he's kind of denying everything, but at the same time, he's over-explaining himself a bit more. He kept denying that he didn't say anything that was relating to Nazi jokes, but now he's saying there was no Nazi jokes. Huh. So you trying to retcon your own history kind of backfired, buddy.
You know, I'm watching it back. When we watched it yesterday, there wasn't anything horrible in there.
Yeah, just your commentary.
So what exactly was flagged as ad-unfriendly?
Well, I already explained that the commentary that you had back in the day, it's not really ad-friendly, because as time goes on, they can find some things that's considered to be offensive to people. Very insensitive things. And may I mention it again? Alcohol?
But that's the thing on YouTube. This is how YouTube has changed. This is why, you know, quite frankly, I could never be who I used to be back in the day today on YouTube.
But the problem with this, though, Phil, is that people actually want you to go back to those old ways because they thought that your content back in the past was better than the content now. Because back in the day, you weren't really giving a shit about what you were saying. But now you're trying to force a change onto your commentary, which nobody likes. Nobody likes the shit jokes. They'd rather have you talk sexually about some things, which is not very good, rather than you saying shit out your ass. Again, it's all debatable and it's always subjective.
That kind of, you know, whatever, the commentary or whatever, they just don't allow for it.
But then again, Phil, your commentary wasn't necessarily that good to begin with. I mean, now it's still bad, but you get the idea.
For their algorithm catches nonsense and says, oh, no ads on that video, advertiser unfriendly.
Even though you've done a lot of things to go against the YouTube algorithm. Then again, you did delete videos off of your channel, which was a big red flag to YouTube, so it kind of booted you out of the algorithm.
So, I did, apply for review for those videos, but the thing is, you know, those videos are going to get watched before it ever gets reviewed.
So he only cares about the money. He just cares about uploading content to YouTube and immediately gets instated for ad revenue. But as soon as that doesn't happen, he throws a big bitch fit, goes to get them reviewed, and he has to complain that he's not making the money off those videos even though he uploaded them. Because nobody cares about that content, even though who really cares about his content, really?
You have a video that gets flagged as ad unfriendly on YouTube and you say, hey, review it. it usually at the earliest takes at least 48 hours to have anyone even look at it. And yet, if you're lucky, I've had videos flagged ad unfriendly. I reply, hey, review it. It's 2 weeks later, and then they put ads on it. Dude, no one's watching the videos 2 weeks later.
But then again, you're uploading videos at least a week or two later and nobody cares. But the problem, Phil, is that you're uploading videos and it's limited ads. Ad suitability is very down. But you're still getting some ads on it, though. But he doesn't like that. He wants to have that restriction taken away because he's the best content creator ever. And he has celebrated his 15 years of making content. So you should treat him with respect. Boo-hoo.
You know? So I'm not going to delay the videos. I'm not going to make it so they don't publish. Forget all that.
Even though that is actually the smarter thing to do, due to the fact that if something did pop up in the video that would go against the algorithm, you can always take it down, look and see what was wrong with it, and then put it back up. But he doesn't want to do that because his method of record, stop, upload, it's always going to be a thing with him. It was there back many years ago, and it's still a thing now.
It's, as I keep telling you guys, on that React channel, I do not make much money at all on viewership or ads.
Which is why he constantly begs for money, begs for super chats, and begs for memberships, because that's the only way that he can make money off of it. Because he doesn't give a shit about the content he's creating, he's just caring about the paycheck at the end of it all.
I don't. That channel is almost solely dependent on memberships and contributions during the live streams.
AKA, give me money, please.
Because the videos on that channel almost always get flagged. It's either ad unfriendly or it's claimed by someone else. Or it's copyrighted by someone else. I don't make anything on that. All right?
Even though he said that he's not in it for the money, he's really showing that he's in it for the money. Because people that have a passion for creating content, they're not necessarily worried about the money at all. They just upload for the sake of uploading content.
All right. However, your support over the last year with, again, memberships and contributions during the live streams that I do over there has allowed that channel to be profitable, and that's why I keep making React content for you guys.
Even though the React content that you're putting out is just you staring at the screen and fucking goat laughing and then regurgitating all the information that you're seeing. In the case of the 15-year event, he was looking at it and trying to retcon everything. So the content's already there in the pudding, and we already know what you did, but you're going to try to sit there and go, oh, no, guys, here's context to what really happened, which we already seen the context of what really happened. It's all pointless.
All right? So, if you enjoyed the marathon, if you had a good time, if you liked the reacts, though, please head over there. When I stream today, right after this stream, we're heading over there for DSP versus the internet. Please come and support that stream if you can.
Again, nobody really cares about the React content, but he's so gung-ho of trying to make it all there. He wants to make sure that everyone's there for his React content. When in reality, he's very cantankerous when it comes to anything. He doesn't care about the criticism. All he wants is trying to make a quick buck while being incredibly lazy.
Please consider becoming a member over there. Please consider gifting some memberships over there. We're at a record high right now. Like I said, we're around 150 members over there. It's the most we've ever had.
And he is proud to have 150 memberships, which is not really organic. It's just people giving people subs or memberships. At the end of the day, it's all inorganic, but he's looking at it as organic growth, which is not the best business strategy.
We can keep growing that channel slowly. Slow growth is still good growth.
When he's saying that he wants this growth to continue, it's the same thing. Give me money. Please give me the money.
At the beginning of this year, when I launched the channel, we only had about 50 members. We're up to 150 and climbing. That's great support every month. That makes it viable for me to do that content. You know what I mean? I'm happy.
Well, here's the thing, though, Phil. It's only viable to you. It's because you're making the money off of it. No one else is benefiting from it. Everybody that becomes a member, doesn't matter if it's like the regular member or the ultra members, they're not benefiting from it. Sure, they can give you videos for you to react to, but chances are you're going to skip the videos. And it really just pisses off your fans and the members.
Happy that I'm able to put out that kind of fun content for you guys.
And it's not fun content. Like I said, it's just you staring at the screen, goat laughing, doing the regurgitated information to your audience, or you're sitting there going, why do people find this funny? I don't get it. Why is it not my content where it's intelligent and meaningful, even though your content's not really either of those things?
So I hope that we can keep that rolling. Again, today, like I said, we will be going over there for DSP versus the internet, please go support that stream.
Please support my stream. Please give me tips. Please give me super chats. Please give me money because I don't want to go get a real job.
If you can, because that's what makes it viable. I'm not going to make money on the videos, okay?
Even though he will make money on the videos one way or another, he's just bullshitting you. And while he does that, he's slipping on his little fucking seltzer orange water.
Now, I'm going to say one other thing.
Oh, please, please. What else are you going to try to tell us, Phil? You said too much.
Because you always got to hear the negative people. You always got to hear the people who want to spin stuff in a negative way.
Even though nobody in your chat ever said anything about it, it's only you and the voices in your head.
I'm not kidding you. Yesterday was a very good day for me.
Even though you scammed people out of shots and you just basically forced people to give you $100 in order for you to take a shot.
It was a special fun day. We all relaxed. We had a good time together. The support was great.
Even though I've seen a lot of detractor content out there that has better 15-year legacy videos than you did. I'm sorry to say this, Phil, but when the detractors are more creative with their content than you are, it shows a lot.
I made hundreds of dollars in tips, and there was memberships, there was super chats, everything was great.
And he has to throw in the fact that he made money off of it. He's trying to like piss off detractors by saying, hey, I made a lot of money off of this event, guys. When in reality, we're so desensitized by the fact he makes money off of stupidity that it doesn't really like affect us. It doesn't make us go to sleep and we're still wide awake, insomnia, because Phil made money. That's what he thinks that we do.
There's actually people spinning this on the internet as a negative. Oh, this was Phil's 15th anniversary and that's all he did? Haha, what a joke. And it's like, wait a minute. First of all, you gotta understand something.
Well, before you do your first of all, nobody said that, Phil. Nobody spun as a negative saying that, oh, that's all you did today. Nobody did that at all. That's just the voices in your head saying this.
For the level of viewership that I have on YouTube, you know, on any given day, what do I get? A few hundred viewers on a stream, a few hundred views on a video. If it's a popular game, a few thousand views on a video.
And yet he's looking at this as successful. Otherwise, it's not.
For the level of following that I have on YouTube, okay, I have a tremendous amount of support. Do you understand?
That's the thing with that, though, Phil. You have about 200,000 subscribers, and having views like that is not really successful. A lot of people have said this, including myself, but that's not successful. You should be having more viewers than that, or more views on videos than that. But it just shows right then and there that that 200,000 subscriber channel that you have is not successful. The only way that you get success on a video with the view count is if there's drama-related things to it. Drama that either A, you created, or B, drama that you think someone else created about you and you're trying to quote-unquote defend yourself, which is never a good thing.
Like, I'm probably one of the most supported small-time guys on YouTube, and the reason is because I've been around for 15 years.
Again, that's nothing really to brag about, because every single time that you're saying that I've been around for 15 years, it means nothing. There are people that have been around less than you, and they're more successful than you. Cat Icarus is one of them. Even Proton John, who has been around this ballpark for 15 years, actually has more attention and success than you. Which says a lot, doesn't it?
And I have a dedicated fan base who love what I do.
He does not have that successful or dedicated fan base, because every single time he'll go from YouTube to Twitch, back to YouTube, back to Twitch, and then back to YouTube, he loses his fan base along the way. Because every single time they don't want to follow to that platform, so it dwindles slowly but surely. Granted, he'll have those that actually have followed him, like through the spick and span of things, but at the same time, though, he doesn't have that fan base that he thinks that he has.
And they will come and support it. They don't care about all the hate and all the negative conspiracy nonsense and the memes. All they care about is the content. And
so every single time that people have given you information about detractors, you're going to completely throw that under the rug, even though you care about what detractors have said about you, and it shows that your fans actually do care about it, in quotes? Really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
They come and they enjoy the content, and then they support the content.
Yeah, you only have 4 to 5 people that is willing to throw you 50, 100, 150 bucks at you. While everyone else that throws you like $1, $2, $5 at you, you completely ignore them. Like, oh great, got a $1 tip. Oh, a $50 tip. Oh my god.
Right? That's why I get the support I do. I'm not some giant guy celebrating a 15-year anniversary where we're going to get thousands of people coming by and wishing me well and dropping gifts upon my head. What world do you live in?
Even though at the very beginning of that event, you had people dropping $100 to $120 tips at you, and everyone's giving you the 15-year wishes. And you're like, oh, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for those wishes. Oh, my God. Oh, what hat do you want me to wear? What vest do you want me to wear? Well, he puts that vest in the back of his chair because he's wearing that stupid button-up shirt. Oh, I don't want it to ruin my shirt. It's like, Phil, you proclaimed yourself to be like the more important guy here. You're celebrating 15 years on the internet. Who really cares?
And then on top of that, like I said, I'm one of the most supported small-time guys already on a daily basis.
And he loves to bring up this point that he's a more supported small-time YouTuber, which, Phil, that means nothing.
Right? So I'm so grateful that every day people come by and support my content.
No, you're never grateful. Every single time that you get money, you're always back online begging for more because it's never enough for you. That's never good enough, the amount of support, in quotes, that you have. So, again, you're just throwing everything that you're saying that you're grateful and it has no meaning to it.
Why would I expect that there's going to be some kind of a giant surge just because I did an anniversary retrospective? You guys support every day.
Even though he did that because he overpromised that 15-year legacy event and he under-delivered it. Overpromising and under-delivering is what he's known for, and he held this to a high standard. He was hoping that people would do it. He's hoping that every single event that he does, that people will come in droves to give him money and support. But yet he says, oh, hey, they come and support me all the time. They give me likes on a video, but does that give you money in your bank account? Does that boost your roster, WWE champions? No, it does not.
So I'm not going to complain. I had a great time.
You always complain. Every single time that you don't make enough money, you complain.
I thought it was superb. But it really is like, it's just hilarious to me. Because, again, it's these same kind of people who, like, no matter what, they're never satisfied. If I had an exorbitant amount of contributions yesterday for the anniversary, it would have been, oh, he doesn't deserve any of that. What the hell? And then you people, Phil's a toxic streamer. No, you tried to make me look like that.
You know, I was gonna cut that part out, but it has a point with that, though. While he thinks that we're making him look like the toxic person, when he really is the toxic person. Also, Phil, if you actually believe what you're saying, then you wouldn't be fidgeting. We could see your legs shaking up and down because you're nervous about it, that you're paranoid, that you're not making enough support anymore, that you're going to be afraid that someone's going to catch your lie, which we do all the goddamn time.
Right? Really? It would have been the opposite of what they're saying now.
Even though it's not the opposite. What we said was true.
Just like, for example, all right, back in the day when I was a content creator 10, 15 years ago, after, a few years of me being very popular on YouTube, around 2012, 2013, when the This Is How You Don't Play movement started.
Oh, great. He's bringing up This Is How You Don't Play. For how many times has he brought this up again recently? Like maybe 5 to 10 times?
All of a sudden, all you heard was, oh, DSP, his content sucks because he's too immature. He's doing the sex jokes. He's doing, racial jokes. He's doing all these immature jokes. He's always making the lowbrow humor. That's why his content is terrible now. What a joke. If he would mature up and he would become more serious like everyone else on YouTube, then he would get a better audience and people would like him more. But instead, he just sticks to his guns and he just wants to be old. He just wants to be this kind of Phil that's immature Phil, and it doesn't fit him. He's getting older now. He's in his 30s or whatever, and he needs to mature and he needs to change.
And the stuttering is very strong here. It's like, Phil, that's not the reason why the This Is How You Don't Plays were made. They were made because you were treating your audience like they were shitbags. You were treating them like shit on an everyday fucking basis. The This Is How You Don't Plays was proving not only that out, but it proves how shitty your commentary was. That you would force all these sex jokes and racist jokes into your commentary, and the comments would point out that it's not funny. It never was funny. And every single time you're doing bad at a game, they're like, wow, this guy really fucking sucks. Wow, this guy has a lot of attention, a lot of subscribers, and he sucks. How did he get this much attention again? That's mostly what those comments were about, Phil. That's the reason why This Is How You Don't Play was made. It's because of you being a shitbag, forcing your shitty jokes onto your commentary, onto your audience, and nobody was laughing.
So over the years, I matured.
You did not mature, Phil. Not in the goddamn slightest. You thought that getting rid of the racist and sexual humor and replacing it with shit jokes was matured. Phil, you have not matured at all. Instead, you just made it worse.
I changed.
You changed for the worse. Like I said, this and the ring light and that and the ring light in front of you, it just shows that you did not change. Instead, you thought that putting things in your backdrop would make it change, when in reality, it just shows how lazy you are. You hadn't changed your methods. You hadn't changed the way that you uploaded content. You don't even edit your own content, and you thought that was change. Phil, you're still lazy, and you're always gonna be lazy, but try to make it more flashy.
I changed the format of which I make content.
Even though that format is still lazy.
You know, direct capture.
Even though direct capture, people have been begging you for years to get direct capture, but you kept calling them idiots, saying, no, then I can't get the surround sound. I can't get the real sound. Oh, this is terrible. Phil, you have not changed. The only reason why you, quote unquote, changed is because you thought that would shut people up, which it really didn't.
Live streaming, became a full-time live streamer.
Stop saying that you became a live streamer and an interactive one at that. You still treated it like you were recording quote-unquote let's plays, and that you didn't give a fuck about what your audience said, unless it was making fun of you or Leanna at that time. Trust me, Jack 2, you were playing the game, and I made a joke about you failing at the platforms, and you immediately blocked me on there. So good job on that one. Regardless of my personal experience with your live streaming techniques, it still did not change for the better, Phil. It just made it worse.
It became more about the interaction with you than just doing commentary on a game.
AKA, he's caring more about when people give him money or when people try to rile him up in the chat, which it works most of the time, and he bans people. So that's the only interaction that he ever gives on his own streams.
I cut out the vast majority of the immaturity, and now we just have a great, honest time with every game that I play.
No. There are times that you have failed at the game, and it's your fault, but you try to spin it like the game's not programmed right, or Capcom did this, EA did this, or whatever studio out there. You're still saying that they suck at developing games while you're providing no solutions and creating more problems.
And I feel that now things are so much better. The content that I do now is so dramatically better than anything that I used to do back in the day that was considered popular.
No, Phil, it's still worse. You were popular for the wrongest of reasons. You became infamous for being one of the worst gamers on YouTube.
Because it appealed to the lowest common denominator.
Even though that's what you were trying to go for. And you still try to do that shit on an everyday basis.
The teenager who wanted the stupid sex jokes and all that dumb crap.
So, you're saying that was you then?
Right? And today, what do I hear? Oh, old DSP was better. The old DSP was so much better, and man, he wasn't afraid to say anything, and he did everything. You realize when I was old DSP, all anyone said was that I sucked and I needed to change.
Okay, so I'm going to give old DSP some slack here. Old DSP actually gave a fuck about gaming. Even though, granted, he rushed through most of the games that he played, he still cared about playing video games. Current Phil does not like playing video games and instead looks at it like a job. When someone asked him about playing video games off stream, he compared it to working as a mechanic for 6 days a week. And then, oh, do people like building cars on their days off? No, I don't do gaming off stream because that's stressful. My God, Phil. New Phil or current Phil was worse and still is worse to the Phil back in the day. Even though, granted, you were a greedy sack of shit. And an unfunny one at that.
So then I changed and then it's like, oh, well, the old DSP was better.
Well, the old DSP actually somewhat gave a fuck about editing. Unlike you today.
Well then, fuck you. I don't care. Alright? I just don't care.
I have a great following that still follows me. Oh, you like the old Phil better? Well, go fuck yourself.
It doesn't matter what I do. People are out to say that I suck. So I don't give a shit about what those people say.
Wow, so just like everyday interactions with the internet. That's essentially what you're saying right now, is that you don't like interacting with people on the internet that says you suck at it because you should be the best of the best, even though you're the worst of the worst.
What I care about is my core fan base.
Even though you don't give a fuck about your core fan base, you claim that you make quote-unquote curated content to them, but you want them to give you money at the end.
Core fan base like what I'm doing.
Not necessarily, Phil. They really don't.
Or else I wouldn't still be here. I wouldn't have support to keep doing what I do, right?
You only have 4 to 5 people dropping money on you, giving you money bombs and membership bombs. Everyone else that tried to be supportive of you, you treat them like shit.
So I don't give two shits about the negative people who always want to say it's not good enough.
Phil, bad publicity is always going to be good publicity because you're still getting attention from it. But you're looking at it going, no, fuck you, I don't want this negativity, but let me go spread around some negativity some more.
I keep telling you guys that it's that kind of nonsensical bullshit that motivates me to keep going.
I'm sorry, I thought you got rid of the King of Hate moniker. I thought you got rid of it. So are you saying that that never went away?
For every moron that says, oh, nothing he ever did was good. Oh, he doesn't deserve any kind of popularity. Oh, he's not good because of this or that. And then I change. Oh, well, now he's still not good. Well, then I don't care about you.
Even though you really do care about it because you're talking about it right now.
Why would I? Right?
Well, then again, if nobody talked about you and everyone said that you were the best, you wouldn't talk about it. But if people are saying that you suck at the games and you just suck at life, then you have content for you to make.
Right? Like, I have an audience that's a small core audience. That's an audience I have curated content for.
Oh, great. I made that joke about the curated content. God damn it, Phil.
I specifically design that content.
I'm sorry. What?
I specifically design that content.
You didn't design shit, Phil. You didn't design the games that you're playing. What? You're going to say that, oh, the format, the layout, I designed it for my content. You didn't do shit, Phil. Just stop.
For the audience that I still have, that likes me.
Who likes you, Phil? Jade likes you, even though you make videos when you're playing Street Fighter 6 and you're making the duh noises. That's really offensive to people like Jade. And every single time that you get money, you try to rub it in people's faces going, yeah, bitches, I made this money today. Why don't the rest of you step up? If only Iced Coffee could do that, and Game Tracker could step up, you fuckers could stand up.
And that's all I care about. I'm not in this for widespread popularity.
Even though you want to be spread around like the fucking 50 Cent whore.
I'm not in this to blow up. I'm never going to blow up on YouTube ever.
Even though you did back in the day, and you kind of blew up when May 1st happened. Your name got into the limelight, in the spotlight, when people started talking about how you jerked the gherkin.
Ever again, you understand that?
Even though you still care about being the center of attention.
You know, the days of me having a video I put out and it gets virally popular and it hits the algorithm right, it's never going to happen.
Didn't you say that the algorithm was against you? Yeah, I'm pausing for a reason because he actually did say that, and now he's like, I don't give a fuck about the algorithm when he secretly cares.
Ever again. So I don't care. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy in my own skin now.
That saggy skin with the inflated snort sacks? Yeah, sure, Phil. Lie to yourself and lie to your audience that you're happy when you're really not.
As opposed to back then when every moment I had to fill with immature, stupid commentary and stuff. I don't have to do that anymore.
At least you were having fun with it. Unlike now.
I'm very comfortable with who I am and who I become and all the content that I've watched.
I don't think that you're comfortable with your life right now because you're constantly paranoid and stressed that you're not going to make enough money, even though you make money from the AdSense, but you're still going to be a greedy little shit that wants more.
All right? Or that I've made, I meant to say.
We know what you meant, Phil, because we already know what you mean.
And that you've watched. So...
that everybody has watched, including your detractors. The people that were fans of yours that went on the other side and started making this how you don't play and videos about you.
I'm good. No worries there.
Even though you're worried on an everyday basis.
You know? So I did a 15-year anniversary, and we didn't get 4,000 viewers, and I didn't get showered with thousands upon thousands of dollars of support. I don't care.
Even though your stuttering gives you away, and you do care. that you didn't make the thousands upon thousands of dollars.
I'm fine. It's not a big deal, but it's hilarious because, again, no matter what happened yesterday, these same negative people would have always said that it was bad, right? Oh my God, this is bad and that is bad and this is bad and that is bad. And you know, as I always said, as I said yesterday during the marathon, this is not the end game of anything.
Even though there are some things that happened this year that could be considered the final season of Darkside Phil, but yet he's living in denial. I like that. He's living in denial that he's not as popular as he thought he was. He already went through the anger phase, and he already went through the quote-unquote depression phase, and he's going through the bargaining phase, but he'll never accept the fact that he is a nobody. But he wants to keep pushing the narrative that he was a somebody. The master rank at Blanca, that he was trying to tell the FGC to go fuck themselves, and he got master rank. The 15-year event where he was like, I was around for 15 years. I'm still going to keep going strong. The interview. He's not accepting the fact that nobody cares about him anymore and that his fan base is dwindling. So he's going to keep saying that he has a fan base.
There's so many things that we can still do. First of all, being a variety content creator, the cool thing is there's never a lack of content.
Even though every single time that people have given you content for DSP versus the internet, you skip it and avoid it like it's a plague, or you don't even talk about some of the content. You skip most of the content, and people come to you and say, hey, you didn't watch my video. You didn't watch my content that I gave to you. And every single game that you're playing, you're rushing through it because you're done playing the game. Or you just drop it and never touch it again.
There's always an insane amount of video games to play. There's always a ton of other stuff to do.
Even though you do not care about indie titles or anything that's not AAA, you want to focus on the AAA releases. Which, coming from a guy that says that he's a variety content creator, he's not really a variety content creator. He's either going to go for the AAA releases or the games that are free or Game Pass. That's all.
You understand? Because I'm not just limiting myself to one style of content.
Yes, you are, Phil. Yes, you are.
To make money. Instead, I can be going out there and doing all kinds of stuff. We haven't even begun to touch the tip of the content that people do on YouTube, right?
Oh, great. The tip of content that people do on the internet. Oh, God. But he'll never get that success at all.
I said this yesterday. I said, as I get older, likely we're going to start talking about more serious topics. People ask me serious questions about stuff all the time.
And you provide really shitty answers.
What's your take on this? What's your take on that?
And nobody cares about your takes on that, Phil, but you think you're so fucking important that you actually give your opinions on it, and they're not the best.
Did you hear about this in the news? What about this political question or, religious question? And I purposefully stay away from all of that.
Even though people have asked you about religion, and you answer them, and it's a bad take.
Right? You know that. I do it on purpose, because right now, in the climate we live in, on this earth, there's a lot of people out there that can't just agree to disagree, or can't agree to just listen to someone else's opinion that's not in line with their own. There's so many people that when you get to those topics, that if it's something serious, it's not just gaming, because it's something serious, like politics or religion or something like that. If you don't agree with them, oh my God, well, you're my enemy now.
Oh my God, Phil. My fucking God. You are projecting yourself when you say this all the time. Final Fantasy 16. I know he said it was about religion or fucking politics, that people can't agree or disagree on anything. But back to this topic, Final Fantasy 16, he disagreed with what people were saying about it. If people liked Final Fantasy 16, he hated it. He did not understand why people liked the game, but he wants to stay in his own lane saying that the game sucked, even though there are people out there that like it. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh yeah, when Starfield comes out, nobody will give two shits about it anymore. I don't like PC gaming. I don't like this. I don't like that. But yet when people come to him saying, hey, this is actually good and here's why, he completely ignores it, or he blocks people. Because he wants his opinion to be well known. He wants his opinion to be the one-all end-all. And if nobody can agree with his opinion, they're out. It's always the case with Phil.
So let me get this straight. Right now, if I stood up and I said, well, I am of this political ideology, and I'm announcing this to the world now, and you guys never knew that, but here it is.
Even though people already know who you stand by when it comes to politics.
If I said that publicly right now, and it's not the political stance you have, would you completely write off all the content I ever made for 15 years?
Well, no, Phil. I wouldn't give two shits of what political party you stand behind. It's you as a person. The actions that you have done as a person, as a content creator, that will make me either like you or hate you. And the content that you put out and the shit that you've said has nothing to do with the political take or political stance that you have. It deals with you as a person. That I do not like the shit that you've done as a person. That part will never change.
Would you? You know what? There's people out there who would.
But also, why is he saying that? Oh, because if he was like a Republican or a Democrat, that people would automatically not watch his content. Phil, that's a stupid fucking take to have. It really is.
I'm not kidding you. There's people out there that are very closed-minded, and they can't say, hey, well, here's the content you put out, and I really like it. But just because I don't agree with you on this one thing, I can never watch your content. It's junk. Huh?
Phil, it's nothing to do with politics. It's the shit that you have done. It's the shit that you have said. Nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with religion. It's the way that you interact with your audience that people don't like you at all.
Like, what are you talking about?
Ha ha ha. See, politics. People don't like me.
Right? Like, huh? It's wild to me. Because the funny thing is, it's not like people do that with other things. For example, let's say your favorite singer today. Who's a really popular musician and singer today? Lady Gaga. What if Lady Gaga came out and said, I'm a big fan of the New York Yankees? Would you immediately say, oh, well, I'm a fan of the Boston Red Sox baseball team, so therefore I can never listen to her music ever again, right?
It doesn't necessarily matter what a singer or an artist can say or what they can like. If they like it, they can like it. They're entitled to what they can like and what they can dislike. Like, I could tell you one of my favorite bands is Trivium. If they came out and said that they liked League of Legends, I would not care. Hell, I'll give you a good example of Trivium. The lead singer plays fucking Fortnite on Twitch. I don't hate him that he plays Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite. But if he's enjoying Fortnite, more power to him to like it. But I'm still going to like his music. See? Myth busted.
No, probably people would never say that. They wouldn't care. It's no big deal.
Because have they done anything to piss off an audience? Have they done anything to, oh, I don't know, alienate their fan base? No. You have, though.
But there's people out there, if you say one thing about politics or religion and you disagree, that's it. Well, I can't ever listen to them ever again.
No. If one of them came out saying that they're a Christian or a Catholic or an atheist, whatever fucking religious belief they have does not matter. Do they provide great music? Do they provide great content? Are they likable in the press? If the answer is you like them, they make great music, and they're likable, what's the point? What's the problem here?
Guys, for 15 years. Thanks for those who attended the event yesterday.
And now he's going back to, thank you for liking my content. Oh, give me money.
It was a good event. In my eyes, I had a great time. I thought the event went really well.
Even though the event was incredibly fucking boring and you were retconning pieces of your life, when people could see it in full context, you're trying to take away the color and be like, nope, this is what really happened, when what you're saying is bullshit.
Honestly, I don't know how you can have an event where everyone who was there seemed to have a great time. They supported the event. I had a great time.
Even though you scammed people out of shots.
It actually fit perfectly into the time frame that I had for the event.
Even though there's nothing good about that event at all. I'm sorry, not sorry.
The event will be uploaded nicely over the week, no problems.
Even though the only problems that you'll have is, I can't make money off of it because of limited ads.
So how could you say that was not a good event?
Because it was incredibly boring, Phil. Everyone that has watched it can tell you the same thing. It's boring.
I really have no idea. I have no clue how you can spin a complete positive into a negative, but a lot of people just tend to be negative about everything, I guess.
Phil, I'm never negative about everything, about anything in life. The only reason why you're trying to spin it like we're the negative ones is because you're actually the negative one. And not gonna lie, your event was incredibly boring. So take that as the negative as you want, but you'll never improve from that at all.
And just say, oh, it's so bad. Blah, blah. I don't know. I thought I had a great time.
I had a great time scamming people out of shots. Oh, by the way, give me money. Phil's Delusions of Grandeur has no end in sight. While he's sitting there saying that he's the better content creator than he was years ago, it comes at no surprise that he tries to backpedal and deflect, saying that when people say the old Phil is better, that they're stupid and that YouTube can't accept it. But at the same time, he wants to blame YouTube's algorithm for why he's never going to be successful. It's like, Phil, if you hadn't deleted any of your videos that you've had, you still would have had a chance. If you weren't a toxic shit towards people throughout the 15 years, maybe you would have had a chance. But you want to sit there in negativity while proclaiming that everyone else is being negative to you, but yet you're the only one that's spreading the toxic negativity. Now, I know that this video is a little bit short, and I do apologize. I had too much to say on certain things, but honestly, the 15 years was a big disappointment, and that was like the more focused topic. But I will end it off with the Phil prayer. Deliver us from the dents, deliver us from the pay pigs, deliver us from the pignosis. May we never become dented, may we never become a beggar like Darkside Phil, and for the love of God, may we never have a legacy for 15 years, only for it to be just delusions of grandeur and illusions of greatness, when we all know that he never had that to begin with. Amen.